What is going on, true believers? Well, it was good while it lasted. The fun's over. Bitcoin's headed to zero. So now we got to talk about what stocks do we want to buy? Because with no more cryptocurrency, with everything being dead, as they say, what do we do next? Yesterday, I had people telling me, hey, bro, you were wrong about Luna Classic when you said in December that it was going to go to a certain price. You know what? Shut up. They cry all along. Hey man, you said this thing was going to go to 100 million billion jillion. Okay, yeah. So zoom out and shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? Like you get it, right? Well, here's the thing. We're going to ask a weird question today. Do you think CZ Binance is the leader of MS-13? Because as he goes to prison, he's going to have to find himself a squad. Otherwise, he's going to get railed in the bod, if you know what I mean. So shout out to CZ. Rest in peace. And see what's up next. Altcoins. What altcoins should we be buying in the month of May? What altcoins should we be buying now? There's a list of 9. There's a list of 3. We're looking at different altcoins. And I'm going to tell you why you should or should not buy them. And Tether, by the way, $4 billion in profit, while all of us continue to struggle and figure out, like, hey, what is it? Like, how come every time we buy this, it goes down? Like, what's going on, bro? You know what I mean? What's up with that, bro? You know what I mean? And here we are, and they got $4.25 billion in profit. Something going on over there, something real crazy. How are they making all that money? It's just $1 for $1. What are they charging people? How are they making that much? Why is there so much tether in this market right now? What are we about to see? What's it going to look like? It's going to look like an explosion, and it's going to look like Bitcoin go up only for a little while. Is it right now? No. Are we going to go down more? Probably. We broke support. So the ride to zero is going to be fun. I see you, Peter Schiff. You made it happen. You're a goddamn hero for the gold community. It's not financial advice, but I'm always right.
It's your boy Bleeds. Everybody listen up. Let's get it. I'm trying to put money in your pocket. That crypto wallet. That bing bada bing ching ching big profit. Even when the market's sideways, I'm looking for ways to get paid. I'm checking my coins around breakfast, then again around bedtime. Bet this. It's not financial advice, but I'm always right. 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 I'm always right.
I know what you might be asking yourself right now. Bleaves, are you high? And the answer to that is maybe. Not really. What's the old say? You coke like a man. You know what I mean? So anyway, good morning to Blockchain Bonehead. If you good morning. If you don't good morning to you anyway. But then you can have a good morning while being mad at me for saying good morning. So good morning. Good afternoon to anybody else. John Thomas as Morning Bleeds from Benny's of Ben Nation and Airdropper. What is going on, my man? Jason Pollins, good morning. Masonic Mike is in the house. You must see this crypto market safely delivered to all of the true believers on Alderaan. This is our most desperate hour. Help me, Obi Bleeves Kenobi. You're our only dope. Hope. Was it hope or was it dope? I don't know. We'll see. Daniel says, good morning from Naples, Florida. Did anyone get Dog Snout Skeptic? I did. I've got Dog and Snout Skeptic. Good morning from George Lopez Garcia. Brian Bootyhead is in the house. Matthew Rodriguez is here. Aaron Thompson in the house. We've got Xander Harris here. We've got Hammerside in the house. He's got his glow sticks up. Shout out to everybody with the Trap House music. I think it was Trap House. I don't remember exactly what it was. It was the only thing that really kind of fit. Like it's an AI algorithm, and I still couldn't find. I found a rock one, and I did a rock one, but I didn't like the way that it came out. And then I started to remix it myself, and I started to like, yeah, you know what? That's going to be for a later time. So we've got a rock version of the intro which we'll share with you at some point very, very soon. Aaron Thompson, what is going on, my man? Jay Manuel's here. Rich Jones is in the house. Vader Prime is in here. Napalik, good day. God day. Well, your opinion, my opinion. I don't know what's going on. Poe, have a great morning. Crypto Life Forever in the house. Tony P is here. Ramon Betancourt. Remington Perot is in the house. We got Richard Nelson. True Ducal. We've got Carlos in here still. Rakoff meme is on fire. If you got a little bit of Rakoff, Judge Jed Rakoff, that's what his wife says. You got a little Jed, then everything's fine. Oh, gross. Willard Morris in the house. We got Nan Wen, MS13. We got Alt Sniper in the house. We've got Steve Merck here. RW7610 in the house. Good morning. Trail Boss, good morning. Jay Locke is here. We got the Bozo Army in the house right now. What is going on? Matt Rodriguez. What about the Fed cuts today at 2? I don't think there's going to be any Fed cut today. As a matter of fact, we're going to be talking about that in just a few minutes. So I'll be on Crypto in the house. What is going on, my man? So let's kick it off with the first piece. And the first piece up is CZ Binance the leader of MS13? I don't think so, but I'm not sure. I mean, who's to say at this point that CZ Binance was not all of this time? He's got the shaved head. He's got that look. The only thing missing is tattoos. And I want to say it is entirely possible that he's hiding his tattoos under yellow sleeves, maybe. Is that true? I don't know. I don't think so, but it makes me nervous. Doesn't it make you nervous to know that CZ Binance could possibly be the leader of MS13? Isn't that frightening? Like, you're not scared, just a little bit. You're not like just a tiny bit frightened. Like, I mean, like, it's scary to me. But, I don't know about you. It's scary to me. So I'll make sure, by the way, that you hit the like button on the way in because that helps push me up in the algorithm. And that helps me and allows me to say wild shit like, is CZ Binance the leader of MS13? Now, of course, he's not the leader of MS13, but he is going to prison for 4 months. And there's a real world possibility that CZ Binance could be cellmates with Sam Bankman-Fried. Could you imagine? Could you imagine if the CEO of Binance and the CEO of FTX go to prison together, and then they come out and they're like, "Yeah, baby, we just formed a new centralized exchange. We're going to call it BEX and SBFEXCZBV, whatever wild name they would give it." Could you imagine if that happened? Now, CZ is going to serve his 4 months. For those of you that are really, really curious, CZ is going to serve his 4 months. After he gets done, then, and by the way, only 4 months. But after he gets done, he's going to have an education platform that he's launching. And we'll get into that as we get towards that. Of course, he's got people working on it as we speak. But the question today would be, the real question would be, why is it that he only got 4 months? And the answer to that is because in every way possible, CZ Binance, he cooperated with the United States authorities. He did everything that he was supposed to and needed to do in order to show his acquiescence to superior dominance of the U.S. government, because we will crush you under our boot heels, or whatever they say. And I don't even know if that did that even sound German? Did I really just sound like an angry Brazilian or something like that? So I don't know, but he was a model. He was a model to openness, and he cooperated with all of the investigations. So his sentence was reduced dramatically because it was considered here. And I think we should point this out. CZ Binance did everything that they said he did. He did everything I told you he did. He did everything that we were talking about. The question is, and this is the real issue, right? The real issue is he a malevolent actor in this space? And the answer to that, I think, is a resounding no, he is not. So because of that, I think that, we got he got off the hook very nicely, if you will. He's still going to pay a penalty. He still paid $50 million fine, which the dude just wrote a check for $50 million, by the way. So there's that. And he's going to serve 4 months in prison. He's like, yeah, that's fair. That's fair. because he's a billionaire. So I don't think this really matters to him very much in the long term. Now, he won't be able to do business in the United States, so we'll have to see how this all plays out and manifests itself over time. But um, education is going to be something that's very important to him. It doesn't mean that he can't do business in the United States. It means that he can't do business in crypto in the United States. So having an education platform related to crypto without crypto transactions is something that he could do. So it's going to be very interesting to see exactly how he navigates this new paradigm that he's now going to be under. So, you know what I mean? So anyway, and guys, by the way, just make sure, real sure that if you ever run into CZ Binance, watch his hands, because if he is in fact the leader of MS-13, he's coming for you. He is coming for you. Well, that's what his wife says. Anyway, moving on. We got a statement from CZ Binance, in fact, and let's pull this up. CZ Binance issued a statement. He said, "I would like to thank everyone for your care and support." Typical MS-13 talk, I might add, be it writing letters showing support on X or in any other form. They all mean a lot to me and keep me strong. I will do my time. I will do my time. That's exactly what MS-13 would say. Conclude this phase and focus on the next chapter of my life, educating. Education, by the way, is street lingo for I'm gonna kill everybody that put me in prison. Pretty much that's MS-13 again. I will remain a passive investor, meaning that you won't know that it's him and you won't know until it's too late. MS-13 again. In crypto, our industry has entered a new phase. Compliance is super important. A silver lining in this whole process is that Binance has been under the microscope, just like MS-13, and funds are safe. Okay. Well, guys, we're all gonna die here. So protect users. Protect users, I think, is also MS-13 lingo for stab them in the back, Rick. Something like that. Anyway, so statement from CZ Binance. He is look, he's great for the space. Whatever he does, we wish him all. I think we all do. Wish him well on his journey, and hopefully, this is not the end of the CZ Binance story, but rather the next chapter to just kind of open up. So, in the meantime, we're going to take a break for just a second, and will altcoin season start in May of 2024. And these are the top 3 cryptos that you should be watching. Number 1, Ethereum, because Ethereum is in a bullish reversal pattern. So, by the way, if you hear a knock at your door and you're anywhere near where CZ Binance might be, just be careful. Be careful. Okay. Anyway, so Ethereum is in this bullish triangle form. This is boom. I mean, aren't we all in these bullish reversal patterns? Like there it is right there. So, you know, what you're looking at, and I think what they're looking at is they're putting it a little bit more like this right here, saying that, you know, we're in this wedge pattern and it's starting to break down. And this breakdown, even though we kind of wick down below it, we're still in this trend line. In fact, I think this trend line probably looks better like that right there. But the reversal is coming pretty soon. This is exactly what you're looking for a breakout. Now, what does a breakout look like? Well, you know, you're going up here, coming probably back down one more time, or we could open this up just a little bit and it could come down just a little bit more, but then you're going to get this kind of side range and then an absolute breakout from that point. That's really what this pattern is telling us all. We've got the pennant flag playing out perfectly on the daily, by the way. So this would be a confirmation that there's upside coming. I mean, basically look at it this way, right? And by the way, this happened over here too. So if we were to just kind of zoom back out and do a quick comparison of this, then we've got a top, then we've got a top, we've got a secondary top, we've got a secondary top, we've got a capitulation that formed, which is right here. And then we've got some sideways action, which we were just talking about to get to this part of it. And then boom, take off right there. So the same thing is playing out one more time. The question really just becomes, where does it come down to? Most probably we're looking at it coming down to around 27, because if you look at this previous move over here, and remember, this was nothing is guaranteed it's going to happen the same way, but when you look at it right here, this was where your volume of trading was. There's your volume of trading right after the spike, and then you got the breakout, right? So now, where do you have the volume of trading? And that volume of trading would appear to be kind of in this 26, 27 range. You can also make an argument that we're in the range already. Like if we see a reversal from this level, then it would make perfect sense. If we see a drop, a continued drop down into this blue line that we're talking about right here, which is the top of that previous high, and coming into this range over here, if we see that happen, that's exactly what you would kind of anticipate or expect to be happening, by the way. So I think that, basically, I think we're all sitting in a really good position right now. It's just a matter of time right now before everything sort of hits the gas, if you will, and breaks out. So pennant formed on Ethereum. And the next one up is Helium. Helium just set itself, went into a death cross. Helium went into the death cross and then immediately started a reversal. So if it breaks out of the death cross, then that's going to be confirmation. And this is another piece where you've got decent trade volume. And what it looks like at this point is that there's a big reversal underway. It looks a little something like this. Hit it. Right here, this is the reversal that you're getting right now. So big reversal, possibly in play. And then SHIB. SHIB is in a descending channel as well. And what does SHIB look like? Here we go. Same thing happening over here. So what we did see over here was, now we were calling this before, that something's going to happen when we get to the end of this, and it did, and it broke downward to match the rest of the market. So now we take this and just kind of figure out what the pattern is and what we're doing. And if you look at it this way, then it really starts to look like here we are. Other than these crazy wicks right here, we're still in a continuation of that previous pattern. And if it breaks out the way that it broke out the last time, we're still looking at this massive move. Now, what I would like to do, though, is say that I think that's probably a little aggressive, that we should probably be looking at the impulse move to the top of the closing. And when it gets here, then the breakout here would be up to about 405. So we're doing the same thing that we're talking about. And by the way, it's hitting off of the 100 right now. So if it breaks down below the 100, then there's some concern, and there should be some concern with every one of them. By the way, Trump is at 420. I told you guys, Trump is at 420. Why are they holding the ground at 420? Is there something about 420 that's causing people to hold the Trump price at 420? And the question really, I guess you might be asking yourself is, how many times is this guy going to say 420? Well, 420 times. So there we go. 420, Trump. Huh. You never would have thought it, right? We all would have thought it. Anyway, so SHIB is about to have that breakout as well. Everything really, look, there's obvious dips happening, but everything looks generally kind of bullish. Like we're not, we're just looking at these downward momentums. And Terry Truth says Hitler's birthday was 420. I wonder if CZ Binance. Huh. I wonder if CZ Binance was born on 420 as well. MS13 leader, you know what I mean? Wild stuff there. But anyway, Scottish Crypto says, did you hear the news about Bone no longer will be used in the ecosystem for what it was supposed to be? Another new token will be used. Suspicious. Bone and Leash will probably dump. I don't know anything about that. I mean, I know that Treat is coming out and that Treat is a reward token. And I know that I just yesterday did the Shibarium ecosystem and that there was nothing about Bone not being used. That Bone is still being used in that ecosystem. So I don't know anything about that. And I don't know if that's accurate at all or not. But I do know that there is the Treat token that they've been talking about for 2 years, since before Bone even launched, is still not launched yet, and that it's coming. But we'll I think that's rumor at best at this point. So if you haven't, make sure that you check out Ethereum, Shibarium, and Helium, SHIB and Helium to see what's going on. And with that, let's get into the next part, which is Tether. Tether reports a record-breaking $4.52 billion profit in Q1 of 2024. How much Bitcoin did they buy? Which, of course, is the question now. Tether's revealed that it earned a record-breaking $4.52 billion profit in Q1 of 2024. The firm's first quarter attestation also disclosed its highest treasury bill ownership percentage ever, with a group equity reaching 11.37 billion. The assurance opinion of Tether Holdings revealed the massive success that the firm has enjoyed to start the year. Moreover, the release noted that the main contribution of $1 billion was from those charged with issuance of its stablecoin offerings and managing respective reverses. So there's no denying that the digital asset industry has been a major part, but one of those has been Tether, who reported a breakout of $4.52 billion. I don't even know how they make money. Like, I just, Jesus fucking Christ. In Q1 of 2024, showcased the group's unprecedented achievement in increasing both direct and indirect ownership of U.S. treasuries. There we go. Moreover, they noted that those treasuries now exceeded 90 billion. So Tether is now holding U.S. treasuries totaling $90 billion. That makes perfect sense now. That makes perfect sense. So unbelievable. $4.52 billion in profit. And here we are trying to say, what meme coin are we going to get next? You know what I mean? Like, Jesus Christ. Go do your thing, Tether. Jesus Christ. Anyway, Standard Charter says Bitcoin could fall further to around 50,000. And I think the number is 52,000, but, gotcha with the block. Bitcoin's price fell to 60,000, below the 60,000. Bitcoin's proper break below 60,000 has now reopened a route to the 50 to 52,000 range, Jeffrey Kendrick, head of Standard Charter, said. In a statement by the block, the driver seems to be a combination of crypto-specific and broader macros. Crypto-specific concerns include 5 consecutive days of outflow from the spot Bitcoin ETFs and a poor response to the recent launch of the Hong Kong Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs. With consecutive outflows for the US and no action in Hong Kong, the average ETS purchase price being below 58,000, there's a risk of liquidation, according to Kendrick. More than half of the spot ETF positions are underwater, so the risk of liquidation of some of them must be considered as well. Some of these people are ready to sell if they take a loss. Remember, they're not savvy. They don't understand, just hodl. So regarding Hong Kong spot ETFs, their volume was low, which was contributed to the recent Bitcoin price fall, according to Kendrick. Beyond crypto-related specifics, broader macroeconomic trends are also weighing in on Bitcoin's price dynamic. Liquidity measures, particularly in the U.S., have deteriorated rapidly since mid-April, adding that assets like crypto, which often thrive on liquidity, are feeling the impact of these tightening conditions. Of course, liquidity matters when it matters, but with a backdrop of strong U.S. inflation data and less likelihood of Fed rate cuts, it matters at the moment. Re-enter the Bitcoin to the 50-52 range of the US CPI on the 15th is friendly. So they're talking about middle of May of 2024. We could be looking at another dip. And by the way, if you guys remember, there is an old adage: sell in May and walk away. That's what they tell you. Anybody who hears that, though, short it. You know what I mean? Don't be Gapril, short it in April. I don't know. We'll have to come up with something that's going to be like that. But expect to see some continued downward momentum and continued downward pressure happening over the next little while. Also, Fed decision looms. We're going to find out today. We don't know yet what the Fed rate decision is, but we're going to be looking into it. Now, the Fed is likely to hold off on cutting rates until later in 2024. At the year's start, about 9 of 10 economists had forecast that the Fed would cut its benchmark rate at its May 1st meeting. Yet shifting economic winds and stubbornly high inflation have complicated this matter tremendously. As a result, Wall Street now expects the Fed to hold rates steady today, according to economists polled by financial data firms. The Fed has said time and time again that inflation would be really difficult to tame, and they are more than willing to keep rates high until inflation becomes more manageable. I understand why people are concerned and perhaps a little upset that the Fed isn't chomping at the bit to cut rates, but he added that the Fed rate cuts prematurely and inflation ticks up even higher, that could make the economic situation worse for many consumers and businesses. So, It is now expected that at the heart of the issue is stubborn inflation, which has ticked upward this year at high cost of housing and gasoline, defying the Fed's efforts to tame prices. Consumer prices in March rose 3.5% on an annual basis, up from February's 3.2 and January's 3.1. So continuing to rise at the point we're at right now. So about half of economists are forecasting a cut at the September meeting, with a majority penciling in a cut at the November meeting. So we're not getting rate cuts for a while, is at least what it looks like. So the fact that we didn't have a great job, and it should be noted, the fact that the Biden administration did not successfully navigate this inflation and do enough to help corral or rein in some of these rampant. And guys, I just want to say, and I know that there's not much that they can do, but this is about this is really not about Donald Trump or Joe Biden. This is about companies like Walmart continuing to price gouge you, setting record profits. This is, and by the way, there are cracks showing in some of the earnings for some companies. But retail companies are still experiencing these enormous profit bubbles because they've continued to raise their prices and people are continuing to have to consume. So when you see rising prices for food, when you see rising prices for necessities, and you see that they're just like, well, the market will bear those, then you're seeing those companies have record profit levels. What you're not seeing is, you see declines in people going to the theater. You see declines in people going out to events and stuff like that. That's what you see around the fringes. And then that's where their profits come down. And then, of course, everybody in the market says, oh, no, oh, profits are way down. And then they start a sell off. Now, crypto mining companies had a big sell off yesterday. Tesla had a big sell off yesterday. Some of the tech companies are getting sell downs because the market. Buying a new computer, you can't if you're paying $5 for a loaf of bread versus $2 for a loaf of bread. You can't, because your money's getting eaten up. So your extra expenses, and not at the top, by the way. This is not about the top. It's not about the middle class, really. They get squeezed. The people that get hurt are the lower is the lower income brackets, and now we're experiencing it and seeing it play out real time. So, and again, I mean, there's really nothing that there's really nothing that anybody can do. If Donald Trump comes out and becomes president in November, and he cuts taxes, then we're going to just blow a hole in the national debt even bigger than the 35 trillion that we're at right now, because we're going to bring in less revenue, which means that we're going to pay less on our bills. What do we have to cut in order to do that? It's going to be it's going to end up being bad. But for the overall, for the overall, however, when you start cutting, you have to remember Republicans hate poor people. Now, that doesn't mean the middle class. That means people who are holding their hand out and saying, like, "Give me free shit." They don't like people who are like, "Give me free shit." So, give me free shit programs are going to suffer, which means that there will be people who don't get, I don't know what's called anymore. Uh, Food stamps, food credit cards, whatever you get. Those kind of programs, those kind of projects that get cut, those are the things that they attack. Social Security, those are the things that Republicans like to attack, because they like to take the money from the people who need it to give it to the people who want more of it, because those people who want more of it, they create jobs. And when you look at that, and it looks really good. So there is some stuff that's going to happen. You know what I mean? Welfare, yeah, blockchain, it says it right. It's the welfare system. They're going to make cuts to the welfare system. They're going to make cuts to all kinds of things, and close the goddamn border. You know what I mean? Stop giving those people welfare as well. Not that I don't want to see people succeed and thrive. It's not that I don't want to see people succeed and thrive, and I don't. And if people are being persecuted across some area, then I want to help them. But it's not America's job to help everybody. It's America's job to help Americans. You know what I mean? Like we're the world police thing, that's got to end. And the savior and the bastion for everybody, that's got to end too. We can't be everybody's savior, because then all we're doing is deteriorating our infrastructure. It's never been about it's always been, there used to be a merit system for immigration. There's not anymore. So this deterioration is going to continue. And if Trump becomes president, cuts taxes, it's going to get even worse. It's not going to get better, by the way. It will get worse. Now, the other part is there is a possibility that people will, one of the things that you got to like about Donald Trump is that he doesn't care about whether your feelings are hurt. Like, he'll walk into Walmart, or he'll call Walmart into the White House, and he'll just say, "Hey, quit fucking over the American people. Get your shit together and stop being a loser." A lot of people are saying, I'm not saying it, but a lot of people are saying, you're a loser. Walmart is a loser organization. You know what I mean? And you're going to see, I mean, at least he would do that. Joe Biden's like, we're working on it. You know what I mean? So we'll see. So, but anyway, so the Fed rate decision looms. Now let's talk about the 9 best cryptos to buy in the month of May. So we got an article up. This article is people talking about the best 9 cryptos for 20x returns. Now, I want to say that it does not say it. It's not. It's not really. It's not really set as sponsored content, but I feel like this might be some sponsored content. Okay, there are interesting things that are in here that make perfect sense, and then there are some things in here that you just look at and you're like, what are you talking about? So the 9 are Simu Gaze, Dark Loom, Chainlink, Bitcoin, Fifthscape, Aave Mantle, Y Predict, and Theta. So Simu Gaze tops the list because investors are flocking in to invest in a new cryptocurrency in the market. The talk about this amazing VR-enabled landscape, which is simulated gaze, enables land that integrates blockchain and vehicle simulation, has stirred the community. Though its pre-sale dates are yet to be announced, early investors are on a watch out already. Gamers and racers are excited to experience this novel ecosystem that offers an array of high-speed racing games. So token allocation, it gives you kind of this. This is Simu Gaze right here. If you want to go, as a matter of fact, let's go check it out. Simugaze.com. So basically, you can use your Meta Quest 3 or your Apple, whatever, and then you can grab yourself a steering wheel or something like that, and you can start playing some of these games. Fastlane Fury, Bike Blitz, Highway Haul, Splash Sprint, Downhill Quest, Simulation Motion Rig, and look at this. You've even got they've even got the driver thing with the pedals for you to buy. So definitely check that out if you are so interested. Also, Darkloom is a simulated version of our real ecosystem where users can socialize with each other, engage in relationships, go dating, and much more. There are national and international borders in cyberspace too. One can choose to be a citizen of a virtual country and purchase homes too. All this can be possible by utilizing the crypto token D-Loom, Darkloom. So if you want to check that one out, by all means, go ahead. Chainlink, by forming a connection between the physical world and the blockchain, Chainlink has created a space for itself in advancing blockchain prospects. With its native Link token experiencing a significant increase in price over time, Link's cross-platform system allows individuals to connect real-world data such as weather, forecasts, or stock market prices into their blockchain applications. This feature is highly beneficial for blockchain developers and users to create and interact with decentralized applications and use the blockchain and real-world data's power. Then you have Bitcoin. We don't have to say anything more about Bitcoin. The trend reversal is coming. You just have to take a little bit of time. Then you have Fifthscape. It's a next generation blockchain with VR technology. It's very VR heavy, by the way. So virtual reality at some point is going to take off. So it gives Fivescape tokens holders the access to an immersive experience from gaming and entertainment fields. Many of its features come from a lifetime access to the token holders. The platform is set to launch its first MMA cage fighter game, Cage of Conquest, in the second quarter of 2024. The redefining growth of the VR ecosystem across various fields in the coming years can take Fivescape tokens to new heights. May I also add, I just saw an article the other day where there's a game called Skyrim where they have there's VR. You can play a VR version of it. You put your headset on. There is a person that's created and bought suits with haptic feedback that allows them to now experience pain when they're playing the game and they're fighting people. Like when somebody hits them, then they feel, whatever it is, kind of pain which is just kind of a weird sort of thing. But anyway, I digress. Then we've got Aave, which is a decentralized protocol created on the Ethereum blockchain network. This protocol has a unique peer-to-peer marketplace that lets users avoid regular institutions to borrow and lend crypto assets. The Aave platform uses smart contracts to automate these transactions, ensuring maximum security and transparency. While it has a maximum supply of 16 million tokens, its current supply is circulating at 14.74. They're progressing towards new highs as the chart shows a continuous growth pattern in the last 30 days. Then Mantle, which is the native token, acts as a gas token that powers the Mantle network and rewards validators with a secure blockchain. The Mantle network gains momentum. There's no doubt its native token will show higher. MNT holders will get governance rights on the platform. They can vote to reshape the future. If you support decentralized platforms, they give you a voting right in their platform. They consider MNT. Then you have YPredict, which is a crypto prediction and analysis platform with multiple AI-powered tools available for its native token holders. This platform alone can make make the lives of millions of crypto investors worldwide easier with its predictive models. It can detect growth patterns and potentially risky metrics of an investment with the help of machine learning algorithm and AI. Its various built-in tools can analyze market sentiments. Everybody needs to download YPred today. All YPred token holders can access YPredict's comprehensive set of tools created by the top 1% of industry experts globally. I think we all need this one. Theta. Last but not least on the list is Theta. Theta's captured a lot of attention in the video streaming space. It's one of the first platforms to utilize blockchain technology for video delivery. Its innovative approach is generating interest in the industry. It uses peer-to-peer network of users to share resources and potentially reduce server costs, enhancing video quality and rewarding participants with Theta tokens. So maybe we'll do some Theta streaming at some point in the future. So interesting times right there. Those are 9 cryptos that you can certainly check out if you are so inclined and so interested. Check each one of them out. For me, YPredict seems like to me to be the one that I really want to pay attention to, of course, and Bitcoin. Chainlink, I think, is kind of old in its ecosystem, and I think there are some that have surpassed it at this point. Now, token unlocks. You got 1inch unlocking a few. You've got ENA, which is at 1.14 billion market cap, unlocking 42 million in tokens in 8 hours. We've got 124 million of meme tokens coming out. If you have meme tokens, get out now. All right. I'm not saying, I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying. Meme token right now is trading at 2.3 cents, $383 million market cap, 124 million in tokens are unlocking in 1 day and 16 hours. So if you are, I think that's Book of Meme. If you're holding Book of Meme, I would get out. My opinion, not, my opinion, get the fuck out now. Gal token, 310 million, got 17 million unlocking. Mavia, 104 million, got 26 million unlocking. Get out. HFT, 107 million, 3.7 million. You could probably survive that one. Aptos has got 3.7 billion in 11 days, 97 million unlocking. Probably absorb that. However, Starknet, 880 million, and it's got 77 million unlocking in 13 days, 14 days. I would get out now. Avo, I don't know what Avo is right here. This Avo token right here has 151 million market cap. It's got 1.14 billion unlocking. Fuck that. That can't be good. That cannot be good. Manta's got 2.68%, 10 million unlocking pretty soon. So I'll be watching for these. Now let's get into some price action and see what's going on. We're down $101 million off of a day. We were down $100 million. So another massive sell down happening in the market. So as you can see right here, the options that we had yesterday were we get a significant bounce off of the 100 MA. If we break the 100 MA, then it comes down to the 200 MA. The 200 MA was this line right here. Let's change that right now to give you an idea. So we change 100 to 200. Oh, that's the 100,000. I guess I should do a better job of that shit. All right, so there we go. Now we've got the 200 MA up, and you can see right now we're just kind of making a beeline for it. Now, in the event that it plays out a little bit longer over a few more days, and we're just looking at a longer term sort of consolidation, then it would be expected that somewhere over here is where we hit 52,000. So if that's the case, then I would suggest that we're probably going to get a strong bounce off of the 52,500 range. But we're going to be coming into this chop right here, which goes from 50,500 all the way up to about 52,600. So there's going to be some there's going to be there's just not enough support really, but there's enough interest in this range that I think we're going to be fine. But if it doesn't, then this is the next range that breaks down below that. So I guess even if I don't think that it's going to happen, we should recognize that right there, $44,000 is going to be the next level where everything is going to start to bounce from. So I'd be paying attention to these levels as we sit right now. So again, I don't know what the broader market's going to do. I don't know. I know that right now you're probably experiencing pain. I know that right now you're looking at the price action. You're probably like, oh shit, because you just bought or something like that. But it really doesn't matter. What goes down will come back up, or what goes up comes down. Well, the reverse is still true. We're still in the bull run. We're still in the second part of it. We're still, we're still kind of consolidating in that range. So let's go back over to Bitcoin. And remember, this was 64 days that I had on this little line right here. So, I mean, basically we're at 65 days right now. That last consolidation period, if you remember over here, was this sort of range right there. So if we're in fact in that spot, then we're consolidating in this range right now. So if that holds, then we're off to see the wizard, if you will. And if you remember here, we did talk about this before, but in this range, what did we have? We had a big time dip, and then we had a big recovery coming from off of that. Could we be experiencing that right now? Possibly, but I think that once you've broken this level, and you've got people in a loss, they're going to continue selling down, and we'll get our significant bounce probably around 52,000. You know what I mean? Selmo Fudd says, don't listen to Believes, pack up and leave. That's right. We're going to zero. Going to zero, baby. So could you imagine if Bitcoin dropped to like 10,001 last time? Jesus Christ, put everything in it. You know what I mean? Like put everything in it and then leverage that shit all the way to the moon and back. Good Lord. You get one opportunity, you get that opportunity again where it comes down into these ranges. You're like, Jesus Christ, here we go. Anyway, by the way, if we look at this from that longer term and we look at it from the impulse move was right here. Then you can see that we just kind of wicked down, and we're really kind of zooming into that 786. If you'll notice, we ended up, by the way, bouncing almost off of it right there. So the question would be, was that enough? Is that 56,000 enough? And we're going to see whether or not that was or was not enough in this range. Now we're at 57.3. Okay, so there's no support, by the way. There's perhaps can make an argument that on these previous tops here, that where we're trading, this is back in 2021, by the way, you can make an argument that this probably represents enough interest in these levels that they would hold us at some point. So we'll see how this all plays out. Crypto Life Forever says that at 55K miners will be shut down, so got to get above that. Well, I don't know if they'll be shut down. They just won't be able to sell their Bitcoin at this point, or pay for their power. But the other thing is, I'm not really concerned about the miners at this point, because I think a lot of the miners were pretty responsible in what they did early on, and that was to make sure that they had the capital in order to continue to run. They did a lot of upgrading. They got themselves ready for this next run. They became a lot more efficient over the last 2 years. They've progressed in the level. So now they're a little bit better at mining. They're a little bit cheaper at mining. So we'll see what happens. Who knows? Now, what is we already did Ethereum, so we know that Ethereum is probably on that pump. Myro continues to disappoint. Dog with Hat continues to disappoint, but that's standard. That's going to be what happens in this, in this space right now. DevE coming down hard. EXVG coming down hard. Ben even coming back down. Remember, I told you that there was that moment. Now, instead of getting the retest on the top over here of this range. We came back down into this trend line right here. So we'll see what happens from that going forward. Render had been up until I want to say, what is this? Yeah, Render came way down in the last few hours. I mean, I guess we should look at it this way. We had a nice little run. I hope if you bought, by the way, that you bought down here. This thing came down to $6.86. So, and then bounced off of that. So, and what was that? That was at midnight, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning. European sell down. So, as we move around here, Bone is down 11%. Bone, by the way, this could be what Scottish Crypto was talking about earlier, that Bone was not going to be used as gas anymore. And if that's the case, then people are doing a massive sell-off. Let's take a quick look. We're going to drop into Bone. Attention everyone, we're thrilled to announce a FUD crushing giveaway event happening on Spaces this Friday, featuring none other than the Bone Crushers at K9 Finance. No latest on Bone. Let's do this with the cash tag instead, because Jesus Christ, this is looking yeah, I don't see anything. I don't see anything that would be causing that other than just random nerds speculating. You know what I mean? Like just random nerds speculating on something. What's up with Baby Doge? Brett, by the way, up 9% on the day. Let's see, Baby Doge. Is Baby Doge not dead at this point? Jesus Christ, it just still goes. Oh man, Jesus Christ. It has a $280 million market cap. Baby Doge is probably going to be one of those big ones that takes off. It's going to be, one of the prime. It's going to be one of the prime tokens on the BNB network. So it continues to soar. I mean, like it continues to soar. People are big fans of this token. So I mean, who's to say? You know what I mean? But if you're looking for impulse and you're looking for what happened here, then you're bounced off of the 786. You're finding your range right there. Might come down a little bit more. It's the 1574 kind of level is looking like a sort of bounce zone where it bounced the last couple times. If it breaks that, that's probably going to be a problem. But there's 1.87 million holders, so most probably I would see that as soon as the market reverses, this is going to be one of them that just kind of takes off. Like it's one of the things that you can say about this is that it's continued to have these big surges over and over and over again. People continue to find Baby Doge. But as we go down here, Bro token way down. That's the newest in the line of Ben token. Now, to be fair, guys, I want to be honest with you. I sold at the top up here. So I cashed out like $1,500. So once I cashed out my $1,500, I was good. I put it into Ben, by the way. So, I'm more worried about that. So I'm, but yesterday I helped out CoinChick. She, she was trying to get a little problem. Like she was having problem cashing out, stuff like that. So I helped her. And helped a couple people yesterday. I've been helping a lot of people who've been cashing out. So if this downward momentum is because of me, my bad. Anyway, so I don't think that it is, by the way. I don't think that it is. I'm just kind of joking about that. But AvicPay down big, Ski down big, Zella Boba down 10%, Grok down 10%, EXVG down 10%, Pepe down 8%, Dev E is down 8%, Bonk down 6%, Skid down 6%, Ben down 5%, Pork down 4%, Trump down 3.5%, now to 411. Not even holding 420 anymore, you stoners. You can't even keep it up at 420. Keep it. I said keep it up. Myro at 1306, Floki at 1496, Dog with Hat at 239. By the way, Dog with Hat buy zone, definite buy zone. Cytochain 1267, GME 0.4. MVP is up 3.5%, and then Brett is up 9% as well. So let's look at liquidity and see, like, what does it look like, generally speaking? How are we doing in this? We have the 24-hour number. Looks like more downward pressure. We're going to look at the longer time frame here. We're just going to skip some of these lower time frames because we're now in a macro sort of bigger environment. And you can see that that move that's not even far enough down to register on this map. Let's get the 6 month. Okay, so the 6 month tells us that 50,000 has several $billion in longs that could get liquidated. And like a heat seeker, we are headed down into this range now. They could crush $5 billion at 71,558. So there is going to be a move back towards that upside. But until there really is, until the momentum swings, then I don't think that we're going to make that move. So also, there was one thing that I wanted to do that I did not do, and that was check out CAW, C-A-W. CAW is one of those old bird tokens. It's got 6.7 million in liquidity, 53 million market cap. CAW just recently, I don't even know what just happened here, but oh yeah, that's right. This got that stupid thing where it launched with some ridiculous bullshit. All right, so you can see right here, other than the last couple of days, call was up on another big high. So if you're looking for a move, then I would not be mad at a play on call token. I think they got a listing somewhere that they were super excited about, but on a fib retracement, you can kind of see that it seems like it's bouncing around 618. So Crow with a knife. Let's see. Is there a different one? Crow with a knife. Okay. There we go. All right. That's 95 million market cap, 6.48 million in liquidity. Here's what it looks like on the daily chart. Just exploded and broke out. Looks like it basically 10x'd from where it was. Had a nice little run. Came out in the middle of March of last year. So a pretty big move, pretty significant move. This is not, I mean, this would change the dynamic dramatically. Like I would not enter at this position. You got this nice big move up here. You got a correction down this way. You got to move back up here. Now, what you do have is you've got what looks to be like early parts of a pennant forming, but it's a very wide net, if you will, on the pennant. And so if I were to pop into here, what does it do? It tells you things about dick size and you go. So it doesn't tell you that it does anything. So get your money while you can. And by the way, just because I'm saying this doesn't mean that it's not gonna continue pumping. But and by the way, I would be shrewd on this one and let it dump some more if it even dumps some more. And if it does, then that's going to be a perfect entry position for you. But it did kind of create this dip down here. I would be looking. It's already eaten up most of the dip that came down here by about 100 points or something. So I would be looking for an upward sort of move. Xander says there's just some news. It might be added to Binance. It could go to the innovation zone. It's got 15 million in 24-hour volume, so it'll probably get listed somewhere. So there's upside. There's upside, but I would still, like, guys, I wouldn't tell you to get in at the like you're in this consolidation sort of zone right here. So like if you buy right here, then you're going to go up, right here, and you're going to be up 20 or 30%, maybe 40%, something like that. And then you're gonna be like, yeah, we're going to the moon, baby. And then before you know it, somebody's going to dunk on you because you're not getting that massive gain. And then the next thing you know, you're down into this range right here. and you're in a loss just because, and by the way, when you do that crow with hat, you can make this crow with a knife. I'm just drawing. I'm just being stupid. Anyway, check it out. Time for me to pay the bills. So I got to get ready. I got another show that I got to do. So thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate each and every one of you. Check out all of these different tokens. I mean, there was 9 of them that we listed off today. There were 3 earlier: Helium, Bitcoin, Ethereum, whatever. Oh, and SHIB. Let's check those out. But until then, it's not financial advice. I'm always right. I appreciate each and every one of you. And we'll talk to you again very, very soon. Cryptonomy.finance is your venture capital investment fund. If you're looking to launch a project and you need seed capital, contact Cryptonomy.finance today. They have a $74 million investment fund, and they processed over $10 billion in the last 5 years. So far, guys, on my flexible account, I've earned 0.001 Bitcoin. On my fixed account, this is where it gets interesting. We're going to make another deposit here, 0.5 Bitcoin. We're going to do this for 12 months again. We've created another staking protocol with a half a Bitcoin for the next 1 year. Checking my Ethereum holdings, you can see that by the end of this vesting process, I will have 3.23 Ethereum more than the 3 that I put in. And the most important thing, gentlemen, ladies, the Launchpad. The Launchpad is still producing significant yields on every launch. My accrued interest so far, a little bit over $109,000. Can't stress to you enough, guys. Check out Cryptonomy.finance today. If you need venture capital,